2. Two.
We are number
2.
Swiggity swooty. Yeah, let's just go with that. Hey everybody. Welcome back. 3rd season, 3rd episode of Nuttcast. Talking about Ishizoku reviewers.
The best show.
The best show. And that lovely voice you're hearing is America's busiest man, Keon.
I hate being busy. I'm Keon, the social disease attacking family values and Puritan dynamics for the sake of lewdness.
Nice.
I love this show so much. I cannot wait to fucking talk about it. I've been so hyped.
It's so fucking exciting.
And
I really appreciate you carving out like an hour of your time for this. I know you barely have time to sleep.
Dude, I would do this in a heartbeat. Like talking to you and talking about shows that we love is one of my favorite things.
Yeah. And I really appreciate that. It's like every 3 months you like dip into the Discord and you're like, oh hey, I'm still alive.
Yeah, right.
You disappear for another 3 months.
With like the factory work and like my family and like the whole DJing crap. By the way, I probably shouldn't have picked up DJing. That also eats up like a bunch of time.
No, but now you get to try and work in these sick bangers, OP and EDs.
Yes, I definitely plan on using the ED. Or, well, the first ED, because the newest episode, we got a new ED.
That was a surprise. We got like a parade, a horniness parade.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Here, wait.
It was beautiful.
What the hell was it? It was Erect.
The Erect for Girls parade.
Yeah.
Not the catchiest name, but it conveys the message.
Yeah, definitely.
But like, while that was playing, I was sitting there wondering, fuck, did the show also get canceled by the studio now? Is this the end?
That would
suck. Did we just only get 6 episodes? Like, I was like, at this point, I could see it happening.
Oh, yeah.
Because they gotta be watching their ass over there, like, okay, shit, everybody's dropping us.
Yeah, there was one of the Japanese networks did it recently.
One of the, one of the networks that I think, it must have been one of the ones that was airing it censored, because the censorship isn't enough.
Which is weird.
Because I feel like if you're a channel that's airing it uncensored, then it's fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it still too much? I mean, it is above and beyond anything else I've seen.
Yeah.
In terms of ecchi.
Oh yeah, for me, like me too. That's the weird thing is like let's look at Conception, right? Whenever they would do quote unquote lewd stuff, they'd literally have a banner.
All roads lead to Conception. It's the perfect show.
It is. Well, I don't know, man. This is definitely a contender because like what I love about the Nuttcast is that not only do we get to like talk about a show that we absolutely love, but like leading up to Interspecies Reviewer, we've covered shows that were dumpster fires, but that's why we liked it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Whereas this show is just fucking masterpiece.
It is good.
Yeah, it's easily probably my 3rd or 4th favorite anime of all time. I mean, I don't have like a huge wealth.
That's high praise.
Yeah.
What's above it? What do you like better?
Oh shit. Okay, so as of right now, if I say that it's ranked number 4, I'll say 4. I think Steins Gate is number 3. I have to be that guy and say JoJo's number 2. Specifically part 2. I loved like part 2 is my favorite.
Number 2 at part 2. That's the kind of listing we like.
Oh, it's so great. I'm a huge fan of like 80s action movies and like mixing that with comedy is pretty good for me. And then I think number 1 oh god, this sounds well, you know what? I'm going to wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm a mecha guy, so like Gurren Lagann or Neon Genesis is like tied for first. It depends on if I'm sad. Guy? Oh yeah, I love Dragon Ball Z, but like, I think Z is probably 8 or like 9.
Okay.
It's weird. It was my favorite shonen, but like being in One Piece, hell, I've learned that One Piece is the superior shonen.
Yeah.
To me, I'm not, I'm not a guy to be like, my taste is the best one.
No, I mean, I can definitely see that. I think I still like Dragon Ball better just for nostalgia reasons.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I grew up watching it and reading it. But One Piece... when One Piece is good, it is better than DBZ ever was.
Exactly.
When it's bad, it's just like right now. I'm not really digging the One Piece manga at all. It's so slow. This is gonna be the longest arc ever. It's already almost as long as Dressrosa.
Oh yeah.
They haven't done shit.
No. It's nothing but like Wano and like what the hell
Wano,
is it? It's like backstory.
Fucking watching what the samurais did 100 years ago. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Like
have him fight Kaido.
The stuff with fucking Roger was cool, but it's kind of interesting to see how oh god, what the fuck is his name? The main guy that they've been like focusing on, where they're giving him like ridiculous amounts of backstory.
Odin?
Yeah, Odin.
Odin.
Where they're just giving him like ridiculous shit, and I'm like, okay, like I'm kind of whatever. I only know about what's going on, in which this sounds ass backwards, and I promise we'll get to the Interspecies reviewer.
At some point, we'll talk about the reviewers, but
yeah, but like, so I'm doing things completely ass backward. I've been watching ever since basically like the in the Discord or in the our anime Discord, after discovering like Digibro and like Best Guy Ever and shit like that from people in the Discord. I've been a fan of the Podcast, and so like mainly because I like Gib.
What's
and
that? Is that one they do?
Yeah, they do a podcast where basically they review each chapter of One Piece.
Oh, that's right. I have heard about that. Yes.
Yeah, but the thing is that like currently I'm towards the very beginning of Dressrosa. In terms of like watching it, so I've got a good grasp of what happens in the future. While I'm like so far behind, but to me, I like it better that way because then it's like oh god damn it, what was the guy? Who was the dude they met on Punk Hazard? Kinemon, right? Firefox Kinemon or whatever.
Oh yes, the
like
samurai guy.
Meeting him now, where I'm at, I'm like, you don't really think anything of him, but then. The shit from Wano, it's like, oh man, like, this is where they meet him and all this other shit. So it's like, hey, pay close attention to all
then he's just
of this.
with them for like 200 chapters.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
I don't know what chapter
Dressrosa is. Do they meet him in Dressrosa?
Yeah, well, they met him on Punk Hazard. They reassembled.
Oh,
and
that's
he's just
right.
like, hey guys, I'm a fucking dude from Wano. Hello.
And then, it's probably more than 200 chapters he's been with them now. He's almost a full... he's a full Straw Hat at this point.
Yeah, him and Jinbei, basically.
Yeah, Jinbei became a Straw Hat and then just fucking yeeted out of there, and we never see him again.
Right? Because see, the reason why I like it... I like why it's... And this we might cut out or whatever, but what I like...
Spoilers.
Yeah, what I like about doing it this ass backward way was like when they first showed Don Flamingo, like back during I think it was during Water 7, they showed him just marionetting a guy, killing another guy with him. I'm like, oh shit, that's fucking Don Flamingo. Like, that's a big bad guy that happens like way fucking later. Like, I need to pay attention to this because I feel like watching the anime, if I seen that without knowing who he was, I wouldn't give a shit. Because of like the first,
you just see the crazy design, and then you're supposed to keep him in mind for later.
Exactly, and like because this sounds bad, but like watching One Piece at the rate that I am, I usually skip the first 7 or 8 minutes of the episode because it's just a recap of what happened last episode.
Yeah, it's all recap. It's the OP, and it's last time on blah blah blah.
Exactly,
it's Dragon Ball all over again.
Yeah, and. Like, I got into One Piece years and years ago, but and this will definitely bring hate, because, like, One Piece fans disagree or whatever, but, I dropped off at, like, Skypiea, because at the time, I'm like, this is just generic shonen stuff, like, there's no overarching narrative, like, I imagine that there is sometime soon, but I'm already, like, 200 episodes in, and it's not... grabbed me.
Skypiea. Is that when they fight that electricity guy?
Yeah, Inaru.
Yeah, I didn't like that arc very much either.
Thank you.
I like that fight though.
Dude, everybody
he was a real son of a bitch.
Yeah, everybody and their aunt and uncle like think that Skypiea is like top tier One Piece story, and I'm like,
oh, all I ever hear about is Enies Lobby and Water 7.
Yes, oh my god, that's what grabbed me, dude.
Enies Lobby is so good.
Yeah, because it has so much going on, and then like Oda starts doing the world building, and I fucking, oh man, like my autism for anime kicks in when that stuff starts happening. Or like when Ace fought Blackbeard at that time, like when they showed that, we didn't really know who the fuck he was or what he was. But because I have all that knowledge from that podcast, I'm like, oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Oh my God, it's Blackbeard.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is fucking, like, oh my, holy shit, everything's going to go off in this fight, holy crap, and whereas at the time, I feel like if I didn't know all the shit with, like, Blackbeard and like, the Whitebeard stuff, I would just be like, oh, okay, so Ace is fighting a guy that, like, we seen back in fucking, like, early
chapter 2 or something.
Yeah.
That guy just sitting there being drunk. Yeah. Anyway,
yeah, he's just like, oh, hey, you want to be a pirate?
Time to wrangle this conversation back onto
thank you.
The rails.
Yeah,
did you
sorry.
Did you follow the whole Nux thing, Nuxtaku?
Yeah, the controversy we definitely have to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, we should at least mention it. Like, the people watching will have seen the intro to this episode because I already have it made.
Okay, cool.
And it was supposed to be a version of We Are Number One and singing We're Number One.
Fuck
like,
yeah.
Hopefully, because I was hoping it would get to number one, but it didn't. Not really.
It got close, and then Mal decided
it was like 0.2 away, and then it's like, now the meme is stupid. Like, I get people were mad about it, but if it had just gotten to number one, then I could have been like, it's worth it. It's a funny meme.
Yeah,
now it got to number two, and it's just like, god damn it, that's blue balls.
Exactly. Well, see, man, like since the last episode of the Nuttcast till this one, a lot more has happened. The whole Mal controversy. Then that studio in Japan dropping it, and then have you heard about? I mean, I guess I should preface it and say that this is rumor, whatever. So I've already got my tinfoil hat on to like do conspiracy theories.
We love rumors and conspiracies.
Yeah. So as of now, the quote unquote rumor is that the person who was doing the subtitles for it got fired or let go when they canceled the show. But that apparently, like, that basically, what the hell is it? Not canceled, but basically screwed up the contract that person had with with Funimation. And as of now, they've filled out a non-whatever agreement, an NDA.
Non-disclosure agreement?
Yeah. Again, rumor, whatever. And so that's interesting, yeah. I kind of dig it, because, like, see, and I know, like, I'm not going to get too much into the Vic stuff and Funimation, because that,
I also had theories about this last episode, but I don't know how much truth there is to any of that.
I don't either, but I definitely want to, like, expound on them, mainly because, like, so, with me doing my DJing and crap, I've been a guest at my local convention. I think I mentioned that to you before.
Yeah.
But by being a guest, I was able to hang out with a lot of other voice actors and stuff. I was smart and didn't talk to them about the Vic stuff.
Anyway, Vic.
Yeah, but no. But I did, like, see. Basically, I got to be up close with them and seeing how they were interacting with one another. And one thing I'm interested about the whole Vic stuff is the impact it's had on the anime community and the, like, con culture. As an example, Johnny Young Bosch.
People gotta be careful now.
Yeah, and well, see, that's the thing is that I don't know if it's just like not spoken. I mean, not the Vic stuff, but like the way that they handle themselves. So I opened for one of Johnny Young Bosch's band members, Polo. He's also a DJ. But I basically just hung out with him and Johnny all weekend. And I noticed that, like, Johnny has gone to this convention. I think last year was the eighth one. He's gone every year. But
I've heard his name. Who is he?
Oh, Johnny Young Bosch. Ichigo.
Okay, yeah. So he's a big honcho.
Yeah, the
voice actor.
Dude who replaced Vic as Broly.
Oh, yes, okay. That's where I heard it.
Yeah, and I should preface this by saying that, like, I really don't care about, like, voice actors. except for like the ones that I've talked to as a
Well,
human.
no one did, and then this whole thing happened.
Oh yeah. And like me and you are on the same page about like being neutral, because it's like, well, if you are on one side, then this, or if you're on the other, then holy shit, you know.
I'll wait for the court thing to settle.
Exactly.
And be done. And then I'll shit on whoever lost.
yeah. Well, I think it's in the appeals right now. I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. They basically
Probably I won't do anything because I don't give a shit
exactly
about voice actors. But it's all just such a mess.
It is, and the interesting thing was like with Johnny, when he took pictures with girls, he wasn't hugging them. He wasn't like he did hover hand often. And not just him, but like, oh god, I forgot her last name, but there's a girl named Morgan who was doing the same thing with like guys and stuff. And I'm like, that's interesting. So then I talked to him about it a little bit. I was just like, hey, like, why don't you hug fans? And he's like, well, with everything going on currently in the industry, I don't think it's a good idea. And I'm like,
no, absolutely.
Oh.
And you know that Funimation has told him not to do that.
Exactly.
Because that would reflect really poorly on them.
and see, I'm glad you said that, because that's what ties back into like why I agree with your theory about why Funimation dropped the show, is because like there's more
I think
eyeballs.
it's funny that they have had a rough year with regards to all this stuff, and then they dropped this show. I can't help but connect it. But it could also just be that they didn't know what they were getting.
Oh yeah, like I said,
then just seems kind of incompetent.
Oh yeah, like I said earlier, I was like, yeah, like I've got my tinfoil hat on, like, you know, these are just conspiracies. There's not a whole lot of evidence, but
yeah,
it's interesting to connect the dots, because it's like, well, you can do like could be this, or this could be that, you know.
Yeah, but that's the most human thing to do, is like you see dots and you want to connect them.
Exactly. Speaking about dots, why is the eyeball fetish? Why does that exist?
Oh hell yeah! Let's talk about what happened.
What the fuck?
Episode 5, Cyclopses. This kind of made me realize what makes the reviews and all these encounters so cool in this show is because it's like, of course you could just go to a place and have sex with a humanoid monster girl. There's nothing special about that. It's all about what makes the monster girl special. So for Cyclopses, when he says we have all sizes, and they go, oh, I want the biggest one.
Oh yeah.
He meant eyes. And everybody assumed titties. But no, they're Cyclopses. That's the special thing about that brothel, is big eyes.
Yeah.
And I think that's rad. So like if they went to like a Lamia place, of course the thing would be length of tail. Or like, do they have venom or not? Like, do you want that thrill? Something like that. It emphasizes what makes the monster girl special. Like otherwise I think Cyclopses are kind of boring because they're just a normal person with a big eye.
Yeah.
But then they did the eyeball licking, and I was like, no.
See, I've seen that in other anime, and I've seen that in other hentai, and that's why I, like, in my notes, I literally just put in quotations, why does the eyeball fetish exist?
Yeah, I just wrote eye licking, and then it was like the Tanjiro cringe emote. Except there's no emote in this. It's like, they didn't need to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I put down another thing where I was like, the one that Krim was with, if she was in a mirror maze, everybody would drown.
Oh yeah, because like she just stares into infinity.
Yeah, I don't know. It definitely didn't do it for me, and I enjoy, like you said, about each place has its different quirk to it because it's different girls. And I think adds more to the world building. Like, it really feels like a real, thing, because they go in depth about it. Like, this show is ecchi, and it is what it is. Like, it definitely is not embarrassing.
But it's clearly written by someone who gives a shit about monster girls and like mythical fantasy creatures.
Oh yeah.
He knows his fucking lore.
Yeah, and dude, that means, like, that's another reason I think why the show feels so good. Well, I have phrasing, but like because like the show, like the guy who came up with the ideas for the plot, like you can tell he's like clearly cares about this project. The people who animate it clearly care about the project. You know, and there's so much passion that goes into this.
It is a passion project.
And I love it.
That's why it kind of hurts to see it get dropped left, right, and center, because it's like, oh man, these people poured their souls into this.
Exactly.
And it's paying off. It looks great. Like, there has not been a dip in quality yet.
Nope. And I really hope that even if it's being dropped, I mean, look, I've been sailing the high seas in terms of watching anime since I was, I think, like 8 or like 7 when I found out that was a thing. But like, I really hope that like the fans are die hard enough to buy the Blu-rays whenever they come out.
I mean, I would consider it for this, but
I
don't
literally
know when
would.
We don't have like, my God, you Americans, you're so fucking lucky. You have Sentai over there.
Yeah.
There's no European Sentai, and it fucking kills me.
That in like, wasn't it like you guys aren't able to have the Funimation app or whatever?
Funimation doesn't work here either.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Funimation is Canada and North America.
Yeah.
And England, I think, maybe?
Maybe.
I think
like it's 2 or 3 countries. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's so weird, because then they did the whole, they did Verve, and then you get 2 subscriptions for 1, but I can't even access that website, because the Funimation doesn't work. Great.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Exactly. It's just, it's a shit show, but that's what I really hope, because like I said, this show has so much love, and I mean, again, phrasing, but it has so much love and passion thrown into it, and even the jokes, like I have so many, or no, I don't have a whole lot, but like I've got a lot that I've like said in the show that I've wrote down as notes that I fucking love, like you name the size, we have the prize.
Oh yeah, the subbing is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if it's the same subber as the first episode, the first 3 who just kept fan subbing it, because it's the same vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Where like the mushroom brothel lady is like talking about morel memories and
yeah,
fungal fuck forest.
Mine is definitely a fan sub, or the one that I'm currently watching is a fan sub, but
I use horrible subs. I don't know, that usually rips from an official source, but there's no, so maybe they're ripping from the Anime Lab, whatever it's called, the one in New Zealand and Australia, where like that's the only place that's being streamed now.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing, like, or that's the weird part about it, was like, so I've been, like watching the subs and stuff, but up until this last episode, I finally got to see what the OP is saying. Like,
yes.
By the way, the best OP. I don't even care what it sounds like. Just the words themselves. I'm just like 10 out of 10. I'm like, I fucking love it.
And I fucking love the song too, because it's both Go West and YMCA.
Yeah, yeah.
It's 2 Pet Shop Boys song in one. No,
exactly.
That's Pet Shop Boys. Not Pet Shop Boys.
No.
Ones. Village People.
I fucking, dude, I loved it. And then like towards the end, that was when I got to see the person who subbed it or whatever, because it was just like, yeah, hey, you guys are welcome. And then it had like the dude's name. So big ups to Dougie Boy with O's.
Dougie Boy.
As zeros as the O's. Because thanks to you, I know what the fucking... Yeah, thanks to him, I know what the fuck the opening actually, like, the song is about.
They're just repeating, let's bust a nut.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so great.
There is that little end part in the ED. Like, the ED is really 3 different songs.
Yeah.
It starts off as, like, some classic, like, feudal Japanese stuff where they're dancing. Then it's, like, techno dance club. And then
EDM.
It's this weird, almost kids song like thing at the end where they're just singing about masturbating.
Yeah, it's great. Oh yeah, there's another one besides the fungal fuck forest. I Cape Caressing Cunts. That fucking got me.
Yeah. There was one, they finished a joke for me, actually. They were at, this is episode 6, with visiting the Golem shop, which was fucking awesome. And it is the highest rated place they went to, I think, on average. Because they got 8, 8, 10, and 8.
Yep.
Like, of course, the halfling gave it a 10, because he's like a... Like, that's the meme about halflings in fantasy, is that they're good at building shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And in the show, he did too. He built 4 Meidris.
Yeah.
And they all banged
each
the
one
maid.
different personality.
And they all gave her a different personality, scored her really high, and then she killed everybody.
Yeah,
That's why
Meidri is the MVP.
Right.
I
Like-
love her.
But next time, just don't bring Krim. If you're gonna do something people shouldn't find out about, don't bring Krim.
Exactly. Also, I
Because
thought it was
his
funny.
conscience is just he blurts it right away.
Oh yeah.
Although he is fully corrupted at this point, he's just like, okay, they're gonna go visit some Cyclopses, and then Meidri's like, you don't have to go if you don't want to, and he's like, I kind of want to.
Yeah, I was gonna say I love how like the character arc. I guess would it be he or they?
I say he because everybody calls him he.
Yeah, I'll refer to that
Because he's
I just
pretending.
yeah. I love the character arc of the corruption that he's gone through.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an arc. It's more like a downward slope.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
He started at perfect angel, free of sin, and now he's just visiting whorehouses left and right.
It's great. I also love that they
Fucking
made the
awesome.
golems look like Gorons, like from The Legend of Zelda.
The ones that came in and said hi.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
That's like episode 5 was okay, but I think like episode 6 had the most like meat to it. Because from what I understand is that in the manga they don't really explain much about like Stunk at all in terms of like backstory. But in this we learn that his dad had a harem. And also not
I
only
missed that somehow. I must have been taking notes when he said that.
maybe it was literally just like a one-line thing because it was like or he said that he didn't think that his dad had any golems in his harem.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
But-
he's probably some kind of vagabond prince.
Well, see, like so. Not only that,
And
here's
he's fucking
what
ripped, dude.
yeah, here's what set me over the edge, and I lost my shit. So not only are androids a thing in this world, but they run on Linux, and on top of that, I don't know. I would imagine that the subs are faithful, but they literally like the girl says, "Hey Siri, like boot me up." And so one of the notes I have is Steve Jobs knows when I smash my robo waifu.
Yeah, that's right. And he's like, well, maybe golems are more like androids. And
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what? This is a fantasy setting. You have androids? Okay.
Hashtag
we don't
build a
see-
bitch. That's a quote. I
That's
promise.
exactly that was what I was getting to earlier, where the joke they finished for me. I was about to say that they were in a build a blank whatever shop, and then I read the subs and it said build a bitch, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just write that. That's a bit crass. I probably wouldn't have chosen bitch for that. But
Neither would I.
it works. Build a bitch.
That or like the use of muff holes. That alone also killed me. And that they live in
Muff hole?
aquariums.
Oh yeah, those weird living fleshlights.
Yeah, but they're living because of magic. So
So kind of alive. I don't know.
Yeah.
It still feels weird. It's like this vagina slug that you put in your doll.
Yeah, exactly.
And apparently it's just the best ever.
The one thing I thought that they were going to do, and I'm glad that they didn't, was I thought that the dolls themselves were just going to look like basically the girl at the brothel who was like, telling everybody everything.
She was kind of cute too, though.
She was.
She was like a marionette.
Yeah. Like I didn't think that, and I should have because it's a magical world, so anything's possible basically. But like after they had built their Meidri basically, I thought that
they got skin.
Yeah, and look like the real actual thing, and like they're
like he showed off the doll, and you just see the wooden surface, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that looks great. Fine, I'll fuck that. And they cut to them fucking it, and it's got skin now. Even better.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
So I guess it's like you build them, and then you put that little magic vagina thing in, and that's like the core of the golem, because golems always have a core.
Yeah,
So you put that in, and then the whole thing comes to life magically. Because the boobs are also soft, even though we see the wooden torsos.
Yeah.
Like, that wouldn't be soft at all.
No. I also loved, did you notice the Bowsette? I'm imagining that it was a Bowsette, reference or whatever. One of the dolls had...
Bowsette?
Yeah, if you, in that episode, there is one of the pre-made dolls that's wearing a white dress, but has the crown and has, like, horns coming off of the side of her head.
Oh, probably. I mean, I put nothing past these people.
Yeah,
That's another cool part of this. It's like, yeah, maybe you go in and you want to fuck a golem, but then you find out, oh fuck, I have to build it myself. And then it's like, damn, I can't figure out what I want. Well, lucky for you, all the best ones are being kept in the back.
Yeah.
You could just borrow a pre-made one.
It's so, dude, see, it's little things like that really make me love this show, is just the world building. Like we've said before, like they think it all the way through.
It's like someone built Bowsette, and then the people who run the brothel was like, this is good shit. Let's keep this one.
Yeah. The will-o-wisps thing was also something that completely threw me off.
Will-o-wisps are weird, because no one agrees what the fuck a will-o-wisp is.
Thank you. Because
like every game or story that has a will-o-wisp, it's like it's either just a bunch of blobs, or it's a bunch of little fairies, or it's like a little glowing gremlin. But in this case, it's floating elves.
I thought it was gremlins.
With auto-sensor.
Yeah. Like, I thought it was gremlins, and then, like, the Pokemon move.
Oh, is that also... Oh, that's right, that sets people on fire.
Yeah, so I'm like, either it's like a shiny gremlin, or it's a fucking
sometimes it's
fire
light,
thing.
sometimes it's fire. So, yeah, a will-o-wisp is strange.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have the Monster Girl Encyclopedia. I could look it up and put it on screen right here, what they think it is, if the illustration isn't too graphic, because sometimes they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I liked the idea of will-o-wisps. So technically, I guess, no, I don't know, was the light part of them, like, it would automatically seek out the most erotic places. Is that the will-o-wisp, or are the girls I don't know.
See? I didn't know either. I was like, because again, in my mind, I'm just
which one of them is the creature?
Yeah. Who knows? I think that's really.
Are the girls
interesting.
just like a host for will-o-wisps? But that can't be, because they're all elves. Or maybe they're attracted to magic, and elves have a lot of magic.
Yeah, and well, they said that like sometimes the light moves and stuff, so like maybe that is true, where it just like latched onto them or something.
Like it can move away from nipples, but it never moves from her vagina for some reason. I mean, I get it.
I think this now. I do have to ask. So the first half of the episode was the highest rated one. Was the one with the will-o-wisp the lowest? I know that when they went to that Lilum brothel, it was like 0,
They went to the Lilum brothel and everybody gave 001.
1, okay.
So that's
I was gonna say, I remember
the absolute lowest.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, I remember like the 2 zeros, but I didn't know what the hell. It's also interesting to show that they were like, yeah, this is just like the group sex. We're just gonna be in an orgy, and you can see everything.
That was the next thing. It's like, that's the special thing about this monster type, is that it's this spirit. It's spirits. So of course they're very open and free. So they don't go into rooms. That you just fuck in the big main hall right next to the door.
Yeah, and everybody else.
With everybody else next to you.
I have a theory. I think the reason why they charge for every 20 minutes is because seeing everybody else while you're, like, doing it might basically, like, the embarrassment alone would turn people off, which obviously is what they said in the thingy, you know. So
also,
maybe that's why they charge that much?
I did note that. It's like Cell says that they charge every 20 minutes. It could get expensive quick. What are you talking about? It can't get it takes an hour to get expensive, and hopefully you're done within an hour. What the fuck are you doing in there, man?
Well, see, and that's what threw me off, you know, the whole Lilum thing, where it was like, the first 30 minutes, great. After that, fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I
would imagine it's shit after 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Just relentless.
I don't know. See, like, I
do appreciate in that episode, though, Stunk still gave them a 1.
Yeah.
It's that was torture, but...
Right? He's like, well,
also kind of okay.
before that episode, I was going to say that my number one, because I mean, we both know what your number one like monster girl would be.
Yeah.
You know, good old spider
This is another thing I
waifus.
like to ask the guests is the wish list. Have they already covered your favorite, or is there something you're waiting for?
Okay, so right now I think I'm waiting for it because I was going to say like succubus / what the hell the Lilim were
Lilims?
until
Yeah.
I
No, the
seen
Lilim is like a subspecies of succubus, I guess.
yeah because in my mind
It's like
I'm
an
like
evil.
yeah I was like I want to see what like if they go to because I think everybody is part succubus or something, right?
Yeah, that's what they say. All the prostitutes are like part succubus somewhere in there.
Yeah, so in my mind I'm like
bloodline.
okay, well then I can't wait till they go to like an actual just full on
There's gotta
like,
be
demon
like
brothel.
a fucking mothership succubus somewhere.
Yeah, well I think that was that like weird reverse lolly.
You think she's a succubus?
Maybe she looks
Seems
like a demon
Seems
girl.
like it wouldn't be hard to win a mayoral race.
Solid point.
I think she's just a tall demon, and people don't like demons. And
Yeah.
they do keep reminding us that they haven't gone to the demon place, so they haven't forgotten yet. They just keep getting sidetracked.
That or like I was going to say if you know like minus the whole heat thing, or if in this world I had heat resistance or whatever the hell, the salamander women,
Jesus Christ, that was great.
because like, I love dragon girls. They
Yeah.
need love, but
They
then
need
they were
love.
like
Toru and Greya and all that good shit.
yeah, and it was just like yeah, like you know it's too damn hot. Like they almost died while they were in there.
My God, they would dehydrate and they would burn their dicks off.
Yeah, it was so fucking funny. Also, oh, I meant to mention this before. Like the end cards at the end of each episode is another thing that I really love. Like the old woman basically kakyoins a mushroom like bear at the end of episode 5,
Huh.
where she's like, blah, 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 like
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. They do the little epilogue for every episode, and sometimes it's the Professor Oak guy doing some
Professor Poke.
Professor Poke, like doing a foot massage at the end of 6, and sometimes it's whatever the old lady's name is. I forget. It's something with an M. Whatever. It's like her educating the other prostitutes because for some fucking reason she's got seniority over everybody, even though she's only 50. Which in fantasy terms is not a lot.
Apparently. Well, I think it's just because of like everybody, like all the other races, like they age differently.
Yeah, but it's like a 600-year-old elf would have been in, like, if, depending on when they started, of course,
Yeah.
could have been a prostitute for like 500 years.
Yep.
And yet they defer to this old lady who's only 50 as more experienced.
Yeah.
I guess she's just a fucking natural.
Well, same goes for the mushroom girl and the
I love
elf
the
one.
mushroom brothel mama.
Yeah.
Because she has almost the same exact design as the fairy one, who is like my favorite character in all of this.
Oh, really?
I think her name is Aloe. Aloe, as in aloe vera. You know, because they're fairies, so they never have the flowers.
Yeah.
They have the same tired eyes, like Susie in Little Witch Academia. They have that same, haha, I'm gonna fuck with you attitude.
Yeah, you're right.
But except they don't take any customers themselves, but they're just like trolling the main characters. And then this fairy mama is like, okay, I know exactly what these three want. So what the fuck does the angel want? Jeez, we've never served an angel before. And also getting some girly vibes from the angel. Take this one.
Yeah.
just fucking panicking.
Zooms in on Bulge, and it's like, what?
Zooms in on his tiny bulge. That's the funniest part. Is like he has a tiny dick when it's not erect.
Yeah, but canonically, we know it's more than 6.5 inches.
Oh my god, yes. Like we see a fucking a lightsaber shoot out of it later.
Well, that too, but
will-o-wisp
remember when
place.
in the fairy episode when they were like, when Stunk was like, measured his and it was like in, I don't know if it was in centimeters.
You can choose between these two, and then they're like, oh shit, sorry sir, you're too big.
Yeah, like you can't
You
do it.
actually
So I was
have
like,
the canonical size for it, because there was a cafe. They've been doing a lot of promotional stuff in Japan. Like they handed out rulers for like dick measuring.
I need
the
one of
ruler
those.
The fairy had, that exact one. And there's like 3 marks on it, and I'm just guessing. I don't know. I'm assuming that's the names of the characters and how big they are.
Oh god, I need one of those.
And there was
I'm never going to use it for its intent, and whatever.
But what is the intended purpose then? If it's a dick measuring ruler, it's like, are you going to use it for measuring dicks or like a ruler?
I'm going to frame it on my wall as an art piece.
Right. I'll put it like a little glass case on my table.
Yeah.
Like I'd pay, I don't know,
with a piece of paper that's right next to it that says dick measuring ruler with a big old arrow right to it.
Yeah. But the other thing they've been doing is a cafe that serves up meals inspired by the show, and one of them is a sausage that is Krim's dick.
Okay,
it is huge.
I was about to say, why don't I have this in my country? But then you said about Krim's penis, and I was like, no, I don't. I'm cool.
Well, it's not shaped like it. It's just a big penis, and canonically, that's how big it is. And
okay. I mean, I want to know. Or maybe I don't. I take that back.
They also keep adding new characters to the cast. Besides the girls, of course, but to the boy cast. One of them was a fairy boy this time.
Yeah.
He was like, I thought he was just like a guide into the forest, but no, he's also reviewing them. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. New cast member who's a fairy.
Yeah.
And then at the end... Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. Oh, what were you about to say?
At the end of episode 6, we see a lobster man. Who's
I love him.
Not even part lobster. He is a full-on fucking lobster.
Yeah. And he's just like, oh man, group sex is the best.
Oh my god, I beg that he gets to review something.
I hope he does.
Just a full-on human-sized lobster.
Yeah. What was it? He had like lobster hands too, didn't he?
Yeah, he had claws,
okay.
and he had the weird little lobster eyes that like poke in different directions, and he just looks like a fucking lobster.
Yeah. That also implies there's lobster women, so like maybe next.
Oh my
god! Maybe one of the episodes.
Yes, dude, that's gotta be like they're losing inspiration from Monster Girl types, and I'm just like over here thinking mermaids, spider girls. Like, the first thing we see, like, I keep going back to this. The first thing we see in the first episode is a place called the Arachne's Lair.
Yep.
And I'm gonna be so mad if we don't go there. Come on, you showed the name. You've covered octopuses and slimes and all myconids. It's like, come on, give me a spider girl.
Yeah, you're like, give me my waifu. I need it.
Or really just any insect girl at this point. Like maybe an ant girl, like a mantis. Something. Come on.
I feel like if they did, they would definitely pick spider. Because
Yeah.
I've seen more like arachne. Let's just say I've seen arachne literature more.
Because I feel like that
spider
would be
hentai, baby.
Their review would probably be about them not expecting it to be like an S&M club, and they didn't expect to be tied up, but they kind of liked it and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'd be cool to see it. I've purposely not checked out the manga because I know that like we talked about this show before it came out, and we were just like, here's the thing. By the way, I'm so glad we didn't start pick Overflow over this show.
I haven't watched Overflow yet because subs aren't out. Is it?
They are. I have a website. Yeah, I have a website that is subbing it like as it's coming out. It might be a fan sub, but I'm so glad.
I kept looking on everybody's favorite torrent site for anime, and they kept having. Yeah, they just have the raws, and they have them with I think Italian subs maybe.
Oh shit!
Some weird fan sub that's not English. So yeah, I haven't watched it. There's only 7 episodes.
I'll link it to you if you want. Each episode's like 8 minutes.
Okay, yeah, that's what I expected.
Yeah, it's so bad. Like I thought it was gonna be funny to laugh at, but it's not.
Yeah, there's always a porn, like the actual porn shorts. They're never actually as good as you'd hope.
Yeah, because I was thinking it was going to be on some level of like fucking Nande Coco. Like in my mind, I'm like, when the show has to say, hey, like literally the opening card of the show is the character saying, we call each other brother and sisters, but we're actually not. Just letting you know, like that's the first thing it says every episode.
Ugh. Yeah.
And when you
just to remind
have a show like that, you know it's going to be garbage.
They
The
are never as
animation's
good as
okay.
you'd hope, and I think the reason is that when you make an ecchi show, you know that you can't actually show sex, so you have to rely on teases and comedy. But when
Yeah.
it's an actual hentai short, I think they just rely too much on the fact that they're showing penetration.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. Like last season had that one called Excel Joshi or something, where a girl by accident orders a moving box full of extra large condoms, and she just happens to have some friends with benefits who have massive dongs, and then they fuck.
Oh, okay.
Like that sounds funny, but it sucks.
Yeah.
And season before that, there was one about a son, like a grandson, who takes over for his grandpa at like a bathhouse giving massages, but you know, another type of massage.
Yeah.
And
Wink,
again,
wink.
sounds funny, sounds hot. It's not.
Yeah.
it's really bad.
See, I guess the best way I can describe Overflow is when I read the description of it, like, because I didn't know porn.
Isn't it just brother sister bath time?
No, that's the first episode, but
Oh.
I mean, it's so bad. Like, reading the caption for it, or like the bio or whatever, it sounded exactly what I thought Domestic Girlfriend was going to be.
Nice.
Yeah, but Domestic Girlfriend was like way better. I think we talked about that in the past,
'cause
like
it's a
on
real
Discord,
show.
was the fact that like Domestic Girlfriend was actually a really good show.
Right.
You know, this isn't. This is just, and like the main character, let's just say that the main character, how he starts this relationship with his quote unquote not sisters, none of them are related, but they've been friends forever. You know, the generic fucking whatever. But he basically like forces himself on these women. And they're like not okay with it at first, but then it becomes okay. The whole thing is sus. I would not recommend.
That's like an ancient hentai trope. It's the whole thing is like, oh no, don't do that. And then a minute later, oh fuck yeah, I'm dying from pleasure. This
Yeah.
is amazing.
See,
Yeah.
and here's the funny thing. So like, you know, I know like how I even discovered like Digibro and all those others was because of that whole, like when I came up with my DJ name, people were like, yeah, hey, that I've heard of that name before. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, I like this. And
wait,
you know,
is your
told me
your DJ name Hentai Samurai?
Yeah. And
Nice.
so you right? And so you would think that a man calling himself the Hentai Samurai has seen just a shit ton of hentai. I did when I was younger, but like now I only watch English dubbed hentai because it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, because it's all fan dubs. They have to get
yeah.
a bunch of people to do it for free.
I own one. My girlfriend
really?
got me an English dubbed hentai from like the early 2000s, and Dan Green.
Which one
does-
is it?
Oh shit! Let me find it really quick. Basically, the main guy character is voice acted by Dan Green, which it might not sound super important, but he is the voice of in Yu-Gi-Oh. So it's really fucking hilarious to hear Yami basically, and like Googling it because I didn't know it was him, and I learned that basically when voice actors used to do hentai, they would like go under aliases.
Yeah,
It's called F Force. There we go.
F-Force.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Oh, it's so terrible, but it's so funny.
Funny enough, it's not listed on his anime dubbing list.
If you look for, it's like Dan Brown is one of his aliases that he goes by.
Dan Brown, the
Dan,
author.
yeah, it's not creative, but if like in this anime or whatever, if you look it up, the main character is like in terms of his English credit is Dan Brown,
Nice.
but it's fucking Dan Green.
Is it Frank Brown? Other names. Holy shit, he has a lot of names.
Yeah, that's because
Dan Green.
he used to dub a lot of
Also-
hentai back in the day.
Also known as Chris Banks, Chris Sands, Daniel Alexander Green, Frank Brown, Jack Bean, Sean Matthew, I guess, J.K. Elemeno, Sam Wells, Sandy Parks, Sandy Williams, and Tom Wilson.
It might be that brown one. I just remember that like the last name was literally just a different color.
Frank
Because
Brown.
on the
That's a
DVD
different
that I
color.
have, it doesn't like have the like credits or anything. Like I basically Googled it because I'm like, oh, this is fucking hilarious.
His real name is James Hadley Snyder.
Really?
That has nothing to do with Dan Green. What the fuck? I guess that's just his stage name.
Yeah. But
He was planning for success with that one.
probably. I lost it after like diving down that rabbit hole, but kind of to get to like the point is like I didn't know that this was a generic like trope thing, so I'm going into this being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch this because it's gonna be bad, and it wasn't. I mean, well, it is, but it's not bad in the sense that I thought it was. It's just literally a hentai, and I'm like, oh okay.
Yeah, I mean
There's
that's
no
the kind
story.
of a thing you gotta, I don't know, somehow mentally deal with if you watch a lot of hentai. Like at some point you manage to tune it out that it's all very rapey.
Yeah, I'm not
It's like you train yourself to block out the first minute.
Yeah. Well, see, like it's one of the only shows. So, like as of right now, on my my anime list, like I've seen, I think I've completed close to like 200 different shows. I've seen like 99 days worth of fucking anime. But like, I have not dropped a single anime yet. But I'm about to drop this one.
Overflow. Finish it. Come on.
Well, that's the thing too, right? Is that like it's literally short, so I could wait until it all comes out and then just binge watch it. But
Dude,
I'm like,
if you send me some links, I'll watch it with you.
Okay,
Because I am rushing my way to 300 because I'm gonna watch Big Order as my 300th.
Oh, really?
I want to make sure
I have that
do
on my plan to watch. I forgot who was it in the
that's Moss.
our anime
That's
Discord
Moss's.
that was like big about it.
Moss loves it. It's his favorite show.
Is it? Okay,
Maybe
maybe
not actual favorite, but you know.
Yeah, I thought his was like something to do with triangles.
Oh, also that.
Any show that
what's
has
it
triangle in
called?
the name.
Really, anything with triangles is his favorite. Also, Handshakers. That's the one.
Yeah.
And Junichi Haisen.
I've not seen that one yet. I know that he praised
It's supposedly good because it's from the writer of Monogatari.
Oh shit!
But it's like a one-off. He wrote a one-off, and that's the last episode of the series. And then everything before that is like either anime original or it's like written with him. Because it's like they had to come up with 11 episodes that explains the events of the 12th, which was written way before. It's very Nisio Isin style storytelling, I guess. But it's also kind of a shit show death game kind of thing. So everybody clowned on it.
I'll try to check it out sometime. But yeah, I want to do something big for my 100th because like I've mainly, I think what it is, or not 100, but like for the 100 days worth of shows. I think I'm close. I'm maybe like 187 or something. Let me. But yeah, no. It's like the bottom line is that Interspecies Reviewer is so fucking good.
It's an amazing show. Everybody should watch it. Like if you're listening to this, you're probably already watching it. But if not, please do.
Yeah,
also,
and
I wanted
buy the
to
DVDs.
Buy the DVDs when they come out. I'm for sure gonna because they need the money. I think. And they fucking deserve it. They knocked it out the park.
Right?
I really wish, like I mentioned before, Sentai Filmworks, I really wish I lived in the US, because they have a brand new, like, steelbook case of Monster Musume that is legitimately awesome. Where the discs are like, bikini, boobs with bikini top. Then you take those out, and underneath the thing that holds the discs are boobs with nipples in the middle.
That's fucking cool.
It's so fucking awesome. I showed it to Tay from our anime podcast, and he was just like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
Also because Sentai and High Dive have been shilling Monster Musume so fucking hard for the last month or two. You'd think I was the one running their Twitter. But alas, not. I mean, I could probably do it just as good. Or even better. Yeah. Just like aggressively shilling it.
Mm-hmm.
But I appreciate that. I love them. I'd love to have a high dive link to Shill.
Yeah, right?
Everybody go watch Uncensored Monster Musume.
That's the thing, man, that like makes me upset sometimes is like with everything that we've like covered on the show and stuff. I wish that you had like I wish you were way bigger. You deserve it, like with all the editing and crap that you put into.
Like, I mean, this all started as just an elaborate shitpost that got out of hand, and it kind of still is. Like, I mean, I made the first episode for like an audience of maybe 10 or 20 people I made it for people on the podcast server, our anime podcast, just for goofs.
Yeah, yeah.
But it turns out it's fun to talk about bad shows and also fun to talk about good shows now.
Yeah. We need to get you something. We got to get like you at least because the Our Anime podcast had they have a couple of thousand subs, right?
Yeah, they have like almost 5,000, yeah.
Okay, we'll get you there one day.
I need to remind people to sub to this channel. Subscribe down below. Hit the bell if you want. It's not I don't want to tell people to do that because I don't do that. Because I hate getting those notifications. But if you want, go ahead and do that.
Definitely ring, and I'm not like I hate because I'm the same way. Like I'm terrible at shilling for like myself and like especially others. But like with this podcast, especially since it's probably fair to say it's yearly, right? With just the Nuttcast. I know you post stuff like in between.
It's well, I always talk about doing special episodes in between, but I never do. Except next week. I'm doing one next week, actually.
Hell yeah.
About Sonic movie. In a week, come back this channel. I'm going to talk about Sonic with some guests. Because that movie was a fucking legend.
I've been told it's great.
Yeah. I've also been told
I'm glad that they did the redesign.
I don't believe those people. I'm glad they did the redesign. I'd love to see the original cut, though, because he looked so creepy, and there's so many scenes in that movie that would be a nightmare with that old design.
That would be great. But yeah, ring the bell.
Someone must have the original render somewhere. I would pay good money for it. Like, if they sold a DVD where on the bonus material was the original movie, that would be so dope of them to do. And I feel like they could, because Sega is just like one big shitpost company these days.
Oh yeah,
and I'm so ready for
we could do like a GoFundMe for it or something, just to like show them, hey, we want it.
Fucking ready for the Sega cinematic universe, and I think they're gonna do it because the whole movie started with like, you know how Marvel does that flip book thing of all their comics.
Yeah,
this thing they did a similar thing with just screens with Sega games, and then it became the Sega logo. So I am so fucking ready for like Master Blaster the movie.
That would be fucking cool.
All the other awesome Sega Genesis titles.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be so rad. Wait. I got sidetracked. You were talking about shilling stuff.
Yeah. Definitely ring like and again, I hate being like, yo, subscribe, hit that like button. But like,
I also
seriously.
hate being like that. So I always forget to do it. Like when I'm editing, I'm listening to the end of it and I'm like, wait, I forgot to do it again. God damn it.
Right?
But I put like a neat little end screen these days. But I was going to say, you should seal your stuff.
Yeah, well, first, like, definitely hit the bell, because with this show, like, if you are a fan of the Nuttcast, especially this season, or just a fan of the Interspecies reviewer, we do this, like, bi-weekly, and so check back in. Well, like you said, you're doing a special episode, like, next week.
Bonus episode,
and then, yeah, and the week after that, it'll be another one about Interspecies reviewer. Like, definitely, if you're listening to this now, come back and ring the bell so that way you actually get to find out, like, you know, when the hell all that is.
It's not like a fixed schedule for this. It all depends on how quick it is to edit. And sometimes it depends on when people can record.
Yeah, that's true.
Last time we had to record on a Tuesday, so that was like 3 days delayed, but that was my fault because I was back home, so I had to come back and then do it.
Yeah. And that's why, like, with me, like, I was just like, yeah, like, I'm gonna like put everything down because this is something I've been hyped for, like, ever since we talked about, you know, doing this specific show. Like when we were in I forgot it was either in like your actual Discord, which, by the way, the link's in the description.
Oh yeah, also join the Discord.
You should join.
There's a link in the description. Yes.
Yeah, and the our anime podcast too.
Yeah, our anime podcast. That's where we hang out most of the time.
Yeah, like we basically post like
the Nuttcast server has the Nuttcast server has become the NSFW refuge for the for the RNA podcast
it's
server.
great.
So we have a lot of porn. We have channels dedicated to different kinds of porn. We have one for elves that like suited for work channels this time. It depends, kind of. I mean, depends on where you work. With elves,
but we definitely have
Shark-Tooth
something for everybody.
Yes, it's a safe haven for degenerates.
My home, I love it,
as it should be, and it's a place. Like I said, I was trying to recruit people for the Sonic podcast, and I think someone was like, "I'm gonna watch it," and I'm like, "Okay, I've never heard you talk about Sonic. Are you a Sonic fan?" He said, "No," and I'm like, "Well, can't use you then. We need bias.
Yeah, exactly.
We need people to be biased." I won't have detractors on my show. This is about celebrating stupid shit or titties.
That's why I
Sonic.
really want to see the movie, man. Like to tangent a little bit. Like growing up, and even now, like this, sounds whatever, but like Sonic Adventure Battle 2,
best
for
game.
me is hands down.
It's the best game ever made. It's so good. I should stream it.
It's one of the most fun too. Like that's the one thing that like unfortunately later Sonic games like stopped being. But like the way City Escape is, it's just so fucking good.
City Escape is probably one of the best levels ever made in a video game.
Oh yeah, especially for like opening for a game like that way you get to see what the game's going to give.
You have the chase, you have the snowboarding at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's just
Did
perfect.
you see the have you played Sonic what is it? Sonic Generations or whatever?
Yes.
I was kind of okay with how they did City Escape.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, fucking I need to see it.
They also did a 2D version of it, which was fucking amazing, because then you're getting chased sideways by the truck. It's great.
Really?
Sonic Generations is also a great game. Yeah, every level has a 2D and 3D version.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff online, but I played it a little bit. I played the 3D version. I think I was like at an ex-girlfriend's house or something, but Sonic is great. This podcast is great. In terms of me shilling my stuff, fuck. I have a website now.
You should look up Hentai Samurai if you're in whatever state you're in.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Tennessee.
I have a website too. So it's thelewdudes.com. Because that's why. Oh yeah. Oh fuck. I've not even told you about that. I have a. No. Okay, so I have a DJ duo group thing that I do with one of my friends, and we are called the Lewd Dudes.
Just spelled like it sounds. LEWD. Dudes.
Yep. DOODZ.
DOODZ.
Yeah. I'm gonna pay somebody some money eventually to take the O's and turn them into boobs. It's so good. I right now, like, we have a logo sort of, but the O's are vinyl records, because at the time the partner that I had wasn't really on board with lewd stuff, but he was kind of the one who came up with the idea. Dudes. Yeah, it was so ass backward. Like, he came up with the idea for doing the DJ group thing and all that. I was like, yeah, man, like, we'll span this like grand narrative of like us being like intergalactic people who are samurais thrown in outer space, and now we're fighting to protect hentai and dojins. That was like the idea.
I like that. I like when bands have like, it's like Gwar, like when there's a narrative behind it.
Yeah, and I planned on, and I still do, like, basically after he left, I picked one of my other friends who I'm way more in common with, and me and him are vibing really good together. But basically, that's, like, kind of the narrative, is that, like, we're fighting against the celibate sumos. So, it's so ridiculous. But, like, I mean, like, the thing with DJing that I've learned is that most of the time, if you go to a show, you're not going to remember the DJ's name, because they never really stand out much, unless you're, like, big name, like Daft Punk or Skrillex or shit,
Diplo, someone, yeah.
Yeah, like Marshmello. But the thing is that, like, Daft Punk and Marshmello, the thing that really makes them stand out is the whole helmet idea.
Have helmets, yeah.
And I came up with... this was like 2 years ago. I was like, if I ever become a DJ, I'm either going to call myself the Dojin Ronin or the Hentai Samurai. And that would be the gimmick, is like be a samurai just covered in like Aihigao faces, or like just hentai in general. I've not done it yet to that degree. I've when I performed at Yamacon, my local convention last year, I made I made a katana out of cardboard and covered it from head to toe in hentai stickers. It was fucking.
Nice.
I'll send you pictures.
Yeah, it's like these
soon.
days you gotta have a gimmick.
Yeah, and so I leaned hard in with the hentai thing, and I plan on continuing it. I'm really shocked that the convention allowed me to like basically hold the sword up high very proudly.
Just here's porn. Yeah.
I have plans on doing it this coming year too, and there's like another convention that's like 4 hours away that I got asked to perform there, which is cool, but I don't think I'll be able to.
Okay.
It's fucking, which that one's like ridiculously huge, so it made me fucking whatever. But yeah, I have a website. I have a Instagram. It's just called the Hentai Samurai, but there's 2 A's for hentai, and I think it's _ samurai. And if that don't work, then
you gotta avoid the filters somehow.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that makes me angry because I typed in hentai, and they're just like, nah, fam, we ain't letting that. And I tried everything. I tried like a 1 for the eye.
Hentai doesn't necessarily mean porn. It's just Japanese for weird, for like a deviant.
Yeah, like pervert.
What if someone is just a deviant?
Yeah, no, not allowed. Hashtag canceled.
Deviant samurai. Yeah, fucking canceled.
Yeah, and so it made me angry, but yeah, 2 A's. Or my the group Instagram, which is just called The Lewd Dudes, spelled LEWDDOODZ. You'll see like videos and stuff. I do live streams on that occasionally of me mixing shit, but like I need to learn OBS so that way I can like stream properly because I'm a boomer.
Right. Oh, I'll teach you OBS.
Thank you. Cause see, dude, no, it is so tragic. Like I basically put my phone next to my TV so the camera's facing me, and then I'm mixing on my board. But like the audio is so shit because it's from my phone. It is so.
I can't even imagine this.
It's so bad, but I mean, you can kind of hear the music. That's why I don't do it often. But I think I downloaded OBS, and I'm just like, that's a monster I need to tackle. But then I look at it and I'm like, I don't have a whole lot of time to monkey fuck with things.
Help.
Yeah, so it's like, like, because with mixing and like DJing and stuff, not only have I had to learn that, I'm still learning. Like I've done shows, but like I don't consider myself like an excellent DJ or fuck all that. I just pick good songs that I like, mix them. I need to send you. I mixed something that shouldn't exist, but it does on my computer now. I mixed Sweet Dreams with Down with the Sickness. Yeah, and I called it Sweet Sickness. It's so stupid. It's the biggest shitpost I think I've ever made.
Down with the sweetness?
Yeah, I basically I looped the beginning of Sweet Dreams of the dun 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 dun. I looped that and took the audio of Down with the Sickness, threw it over top of it, and just beat matched it.
That sounds like it could honestly work. Yeah. Like sometimes the stuff that's quick and easy gets a greater reaction. It's like that's the lesson I've learned about reading about old records and stuff. It's it's like Black Sabbath did Paranoid like just on a whim. Like they had some extra time in a recording studio and they were just like, oh hey, we have this song, and then it's like their biggest hit ever.
Right. It is a good song, but yeah, it's just
it's an amazing
little
song.
Stuff like that where I've just been throwing shit together. But that's basically all that I have to plug.
Right.
There's going to be big shit coming for in terms of like DJing and stuff. I think this year I've got a lot planned, but then again, it's like I work all the time to support my family, and it's hard. Life is hard.
It's honestly amazing that you find time to DJ. But yeah, so I want to thank you so much for joining me for this.
Woo!
And I know you got something to go take care of.
Yeah. Oh shit! Yeah, it's already like 12.
It's a bit
something.
past the deadline, but so I hope that's not too critical. But yeah, everybody go check out Keon's music. Everybody remember to subscribe, like, comment, whatever. Show this to your mom.
Yeah, please.
Show it to your parents.
This channel is like critically it's so good and it needs more love. Please give this channel more love.
I mean, I think the key to getting more love is to just release more regular content, but it's like at this point I'm doing a season of this every half year ish. And it's not even a full 12 episodes. Yeah, I mean, I'm just lazy is the thing.
Well,
but
it's an elaborate shit post, but it like
is
what makes it good is like, you know, the guests and you and like the personality that you bring to the table. And I think people will start catching on. It's a matter of time.
Hopefully. I mean, I'm being I don't want to say recognized, but being shared, and people are calling it at me an anti-tuber, and I'm like, no, I'm not. What the fuck are you talking about? But I guess I am. At this point, just very irregular.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, that could be your niche too, is that like, you know, since we've reviewed nothing but like lewd anime so far, we could just continue that.
Yeah,
and
it'll pick up
steam.
It's like your whole hentai samurai thing. It's like I'm differentiating myself in a crowded marketplace. I'm
exactly
talking about stupid or lewd or both things.
Right.
And speaking
that's,
of,
I mean, it has a niche, you know?
Yeah. And speaking of stupid things, we were saying goodbye. So I want to say, come back next week. I'll be talking about Sanic. And come back in 2 weeks. I'll be talking more about this. I'll have to find some guests for that. But yeah. Until then, take care. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Peace.